Hello, our dear learners. I come once more for another lesson. By the way, you are welcome once again. My name has not changed. I remain Waiswa Saddam, Social Studies, Primary 6. Okay? Kampala Quality is the school. I want to welcome my new friends. Feel free, enjoy the lesson. Okay? As you know, we are handling the people of East Africa. That is the topic. And previously, we talked about the people who came in East Africa, but from Africa. And those were the ethnic groups. Now, friends, we have to review our previous lesson. We have to go through our work, okay? We have to see if our answers were very correct. And if you find out that your answer was not correct, please you make corrections. Good. Number one, what is an ethnic group? I expect you to have a group of people who share a common origin, culture, and speak related languages. Another person may say it's a group of people with the same origin and speak related languages. Good. Let's check number two. Which is the smallest social unit in a society? That is a family. Hope everyone is passing. Let's get to question 3. How can one identify an ethnic group? 1, you can use the language that people speak. For example, if you find a person speaking Luo, can easily say that one belongs to the Nilotes. We also have next question. Name the first ethnic group to come to East Africa. As I told you during the lesson, those were the Hamites. Then, last ethnic group to come to Uganda, still the Hamites. Question 5. How did the coming of ethnic groups affect the Bushmen, or the original inhabitants of East Africa? You know, when these people came, traditionally to expand, you were supposed to invade or to attack your neighbor. So when these people came to East Africa, they found the Bushmen. But instead, they pushed them away. They fought them, and they left East Africa. Some of them went down to South Africa, and that's what we say. The coming of ethnic groups led to the displacement of the Bushmen. Hopefully, you have the correct answers. You can make corrections if at all you failed some numbers. Now, today we are continuing with our subtopic, that's ethnic groups, but you have to see. The topic is still people of East Africa. Now, our dear learners, these are today's intentions or competencies. The things that you have to do during this lesson. 1, you have to identify or to give the factors that affected the settlement patterns of people in East Africa. 2, you have to discuss reasons that made ethnic groups to leave their original homes. 3, you also have to state the problems that ethnic groups faced during their journeys or during their movement. Okay? So I expect everyone by the end of the lesson to be able to say all these competencies. Let's get to our first session. Remember, I will be taking you through sessions. Now, I don't want to leave anyone behind. Okay? Let's have our first session. Session number 1. We have to know the factors that affected the settlement patterns of ethnic groups. Which things did people consider or do people consider before they live in a place? So I have a simple question for you. State 4 factors that people consider before staying in a place. For example, when you grow up and you want to change your location, you have been in Kampala and you want to go in another place. Which things can you consider before you go and live in that place? They're the ones I want you to write for me down. Which reasons did your parents consider to live where you stay? To come and stay in that place. Write some of them down. I'm giving you 30 seconds. See, someone has written 1, 2. Okay. You are going to compare with mine. Okay? Now, today you consider very many things. For instance, you can consider transport. You can consider accessibility to jobs. But now even these ethnic groups had factors they considered, had things they had to consider. 1, they had to consider climate. When I say climate, I simply mean the dryness or wetness of a place. Now, if someone was a farmer, had to consider, does this place receive rainfall? Or is this place wet? If it is wet, then they would make a right move to go and stay in that place. It depended on which activities they were doing. For example, the Bantu, they had to come to East Africa basing on climate because East Africa had good climate. We receive rainfall, you know that one. So it would support cultivation since they were cultivators. 2, the people also consider soil. They consider soil, like the farmers mainly, because they need food to support themselves. So they have to live or to settle in places that have fertile soil so that they can support their population. We also have point number 3, the vegetation. Usually you consider vegetation. Vegetation is the plant cover of an area. Like the hunters, they needed places where they can find, or where they could find animals, wild animals for hunting. So they would consider, they would live near places. They would live near forests, for instance. Occupation. They also had to go in places that favored their economic activities. I can give you an example of the Niles. Most of them were pastoralists. So they needed those free places where they can graze their animals. We also have another point, water bodies or water bodies. Some ethnic groups considered water bodies, okay? Because now, like those who carried out fishing, they needed to live near water bodies so that they can be able to carry out their economic activities. Also to access water easily, because they needed water for domestic use, okay? Now, some of them considered the settlement of related groups. For example, the Nilotes, they wanted to live near their fellow friends or their friends, because when you live your friends, life can simply be good and very easy. So they had to consider, where did our friends settle? So we have to settle next to them. So these are the things that the ethnic groups considered before they moved or they left their homeland. Now, friends, time for session 2. What do we have in session 2? Who has seen? Oh yeah, reasons for the migration and settlement of ethnic groups in East Africa. What were the causes that made these people to leave their original homes? What made them to migrate, to leave their cradleland? Someone can say cradleland, someone can say homeland, someone can say original homes. Now I have an activity for you. Please, may you discuss with a friend if you have. Discuss with a friend the things that made ethnic groups to leave their original homes. What do you think made these people to leave and come to East Africa or go to other parts of Africa? Hope you are discussing with a friend. At least 3. Discuss 3. What bad things were in their homeland that made them to leave those places? Okay, now we have to compare your answers with mine and we see. Remember, be honest. 1, famine. Do I have someone who is famine? Now, when we say famine, what do we mean? That state when there is scarcity of food, extreme scarcity of food, when a community lacks food. As you can see here, people's animals died because they lacked pasture. Probably it was brought about the prolonged drought that occurred in their homeland. So they had to find other places. You see, those children didn't have what to eat. Their parents had to find a way of leaving those homes and go to other places. Okay? So we also have diseases. We can say the outbreak of epidemic diseases. When we say epidemic disease, we mean these diseases that occur and spread to many people within a short time as expected by the doctors or experts. For example, have you heard of COVID-19? Before it spread to other parts, when it was still in Wuhan, in China, it was an epidemic. But now when an epidemic spreads to even other countries, it becomes a pandemic. Yeah, someone has said it. It becomes a pandemic. So they had diseases, let's say cholera. We recently had Marburg, heard about it. So all those are epidemics. They wanted to escape from the epidemic diseases. We also have another reason, wars and internal conflicts. So when you are writing your answer, you say ethnic groups migrated because of internal and external conflicts or because of wars in their home areas. These people were attacked by their neighbors, as I told you earlier. Traditionally, to expand your kingdom, chiefdom, or empire, you had to attack your neighbor. So some of them were attacked and they were defeated. Therefore, they had no solution. They had to look for other places. We also have another reason to why they left: natural calamities. For instance, you can say floods occurred or landslides, and they had to vacate to leave that place so that they become secure. Okay? Like in Uganda, eastern Uganda, we have had several landslides. And you know what the government did? Had to shift some of those people, to evacuate some of them so that they can be safe. So these ethnic groups were very wise people. They had to leave those places and they come and enjoy the beauty of East Africa. Okay? So we also have some of them moved because of love for adventure. Are you able to see my illustration? Yeah. Adventure simply means an exciting journey or experience. Some of them said, okay, let's go and see. They imagined East Africa or other places were very good. They had to move and let's just go and experience, have new life, have new experience, and enjoy these journeys. So they had to leave their places of origin. Now, those who were farmers moved in search for fertile soil for crop growing. For instance, are you able to tell me the ethnic group that moved because of this? Yes, my friend. Yes, the Bantu. Those were cultivators. Therefore, they needed places that had fertile soil like East Africa. So that influenced their movement to come here, because East Africa's soil could encourage the growing of crops. Okay, those who were pastoralists or cattle keepers moved in search for pasture and water, because some of their places experienced prolonged drought that made the pasture to dry up. So these people had to move and search pasture and water for their animals. Okay. Now, some of them were influenced by friends. I can give a live example. When I was still in primary, my best friend left my school. I had to scratch my head and I said, what can I do to also go and join the other school? I went home. May God forgive me, I deceived my parents. I don't want this school. We don't learn very well, but those were all lies, and I don't encourage you to lie, because it's not a good thing for me. I repented, and I believe God forgave me. Okay? So I just went because my friend had left. My dad also shifted me. I shifted the school because a friend had left. So even ethnic groups, when their best friends moved, others said, now my friends have gone. Why should I stay here? So they had also to follow. Those are some of the reasons to why ethnic groups migrated or left their homeland. Now, before we go to the next session, that is session 3, please, can I request you to stand up a little? Yes, good children. Now, I'm requesting you to use your head to spell or to write your name. For example, if you are Saddam, you have to begin, of course, capital S, not so. That one is S. Saddam, S-A. D. Now spell your name. Also spell your name using your head. Who is about to finish? Yeah, this boy is about to finish. I see even the other girl. Good. Okay, let's go ahead, friends. Session 3. Okay, what do we have in session 3? Problems that were faced by the early migrants during their journeys. Remember, long time we never had clear roads. We only had routes that we created by ourselves. Remember, there were very many forests, thick forests, difficult to cross some physical features. So I want us to know, I have a simple activity for you. Write down 3 problems that people face during their journeys. For example, you are going for Christmas. What are some of those challenges you normally face? Or you are going to school. What are some of the problems you face? I know someone has said traffic jam. Okay, we shall see. Now, even these ethnic groups had challenges, as we are going to see. Okay? As we are going to see, open your eyes widely and you see. Problems that were faced. Problem number 1, poor transport. Long time ago, we never had tarmacked roads. We never had planes. We never had railways. So people had just to create their own routes. You find a lot of bush and you create your own routes. So that was a problem these people encountered. 2, attacks from fierce animals or fierce wild animals. Remember, there were very many thick forests around places. And these forests are habitats or harbor wild animals. So some of them lost their lives during the way as they were eaten by animals, let's say lions. You know, have you ever seen a lion? Okay, you know how dangerous it is on human life. So we also have attacks from hostile tribes. Now there are some tribes that were hostile. Whenever they could see anyone passing through their land, they just attack without asking, who are you? They don't ask, they just come with their weapon and they beat you up, they kill some of you, and that was a problem these people faced. We also have, they lacked food and water. Because now, like from Cameroon highlands, where the Bantu came, it is a very long distance from there to here. They could even take like a month on the way. So during that time, some of them lacked fresh water. Some of them lacked food. Actually, some of them starved. They died on the way. They never reached East Africa. They didn't get the taste of East Africa. That was unfortunate. Also difficult in crossing big features or terrains. Let's say crossing a river. You find river there and you want to cross from this side to another. It was very hard for them. They could stay there for some good years before they get solutions on how they could cross. Those are some of the problems that the ethnic groups faced during their movement. Hope we are together. Are we together? Are you understanding? Okay, good class. Now we have the effects. When we say effects, what happened when they came to East Africa? What were the new things that happened? And we have to know them. Okay? So I have a simple activity for you. What were the changes brought by ethnic groups? Let's say the Nilotes. What did they bring here in East Africa? The Bantu, what did they bring in East Africa? The Hamites, did they bring some stuff we enjoy even today? Well and good. You can write some of them. Okay, now let's compare and we see with my answers. 1, these people led to intermarriages in East Africa. When they came, they mixed with the people they found here, and that's what we call intermarrying. Okay, different tribe marrying another tribe. That one is called intermarriages. As you can see, I have brought a white man. Have you seen a white man? That's how a white man looks like. So a white man marries a a dark-skinned woman or an African, that is intermarrying, okay? Or a Ugandan marrying a Kenyan, that is intermarriage, okay? Or a Musoga, like me marrying an Indian, that will be intermarriage. Or marrying a Muganda as well, that is intermarriage. The other one, it led to loss of life or lives. Like when they came, they fought the Bushmen. They invaded them and killed some of them. And that's why we are saying it also led to death of life or lives. Also influenced the culture of people they found. For instance, we have our friends the Niles. When they came, they found the Bantu in Uganda. For them, they were mainly cattle keepers. But when they saw the Bantu enjoying farming or cultivation, they said, yeah, we can copy and we can also have our own food. So now they changed to mixed farming. That's what you mean. They were influenced by they influenced the culture of people. Yes? Next point. We have increased the population. Remember why the Bushmen in East Africa? Bantu came. The Nilotes came. The Hamites came. The Sudanic people came. When all those people came, the population in East Africa increased. So you can state your point and you say coming of ethnic groups led to increased population in places they settled. Or you can generate another point and you say it led to it decreased population where they left, because where they left people, the population reduced. Okay? Next point. Skills were introduced like pottery. The Bantu introduced pottery to East Africa. So we learned skills, okay? Even rearing animals, that was a skill. Fishing, all those were new skills that were brought to East Africa. Next, they promoted trade, where they encouraged people to trade with one another and they introduced new goods. Let's say there are those who came and started salt mining in East Africa and people started trading in salt. Some of them were trading in their harvests. Let's say their harvests like Matoke, Fobaganda, and so many others. Now, there are very many, I can never finish all of them. Okay? We come to an exercise. I have prepared for you a very simple exercise. I expect everyone to enjoy it. Just enjoy it as if you are eating, what do you like most? Pilau, yeah. As if you are eating pilau at school. Number one, find out from your parents or guardian, your tribe. Write down your tribe. Good. Your ethnic group. Reason as to why your ethnic group left its cradleland. Why they decided to settle where they live today. Okay? Number two, in which way did the fertile soil influence some ethnic groups to settle in East Africa? Question 3, how did the thick forests affect the movement of ethnic groups? Question 4, mention 3 effects of the coming of ethnic groups in East Africa. The last question, in which way did the Bushmen benefit? Did we benefit? Did they benefit? Oh yeah. In which way did they benefit from the coming of ethnic groups? We come to the end of this session. I want to remind you that COVID is real. Keep a distance. No hugging. Wear a mask. We meet you next time. See you. Bye-bye.